I don't know what we can talk about in this nation without talking about white superiority, honestly.
Who defines the meaning of God also defines the relationship between economy and God.
African Americans spent $1.3 trillion last year, making us the 16th wealthiest nation in the world. Why have we not turned those riches into wealth to develop our community?
Bring him on now. Hey, Professor Small.
Hi, Sister Felicia, Mfundishi.
My big brother, how
you doing, Brother Asar? How you doing, Brother Taki?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm down here in Richmond, Virginia, celebrating Juneteenth with a group of strong African people down here, and we've been having fun all day. It's been a good day. So it's happy to see the HAPI group assessing HAPI, which is an important experience. You know, HAPI is like rock. You can try to stop it, but you're just going to get burned by it, you know? And so we do what we do because it's a truth, you know? I don't think people understood that there's so many of us out here calling ourselves scholars and this and that, but we still think the freedom struggle is a game. You know, we think it's something you do to appease white people, and they don't understand that the freedom struggle is a process. And HAPI laid out that economic aspect of the process to stimulate people to understand that's a path we've got to take very seriously. And you can look at your ancestors to learn how the path should go, you know. And I thought we would threaten the white power structure, but we threaten the Negro collaborator power structure more than we threatened the white power structure. And their reaction was furious and fierce. And that's interesting to note the history. All good content must be put into context so people can understand without even saying anything further. But I know the work that we've been doing for the last 3-4 years, or however long this thing has taken us, is a good work. And anybody that tried to injure it, sabotage it, retaliate against it without cause is doing a bad work. And it needs to be said, at least in that way. You know, I look at Baba Mfundishi. I know how long he's been doing this work, sincerely and seriously. This is not a collaborator. He ain't waiting for nobody to give him no degree honor from the enemy's institution to validate his love for self. You know, he's been teaching that love for self. And HAPI became another platform and forum for which he can teach an even greater audience that love for self. Brother Asar, I watched him grow through the years. Brilliant scholarship, absolutely brilliant scholarship. And he's validated by his love for his own people. And for what Dr. Asa Hilliard said to us, that true freedom is to be shackled to your identity. True freedom is to be shackled to your identity. You know? And Brother Taki, you know, you've hung in there. And I do appreciate the compliment you gave Sister Felicia, because when you brought her on board, it allowed for HAPI to go to the next level of communication technocracy with the skills he had being a filmmaker and a communicator. And then you had our grandfather, Dr. Leonard Jeffries. I don't know, I could speak on that man for the next 1,000 years and would not say enough about his sincerity and his commitment to the freedom struggle and to his race, you know, and to the young people. All of his life, he's been trying to teach the next generation how to be African freedom fighters using intellect and technology to further that cause. So shout out to Dr. Leonard Jeffries. There is no second. He doesn't have an equal, you know. And he could have collaborated with the system. He's got the PhD and big time PhD, Columbia University, masters from Lausanne in Switzerland. He chose the path to walk in the footstep of the ancestors for the sake of the race, you know. And so true freedom is being shackled to that African Kemetic identity, period. And if people don't understand that, then they'll have to catch up later. We have to leave them side the road until we come back. You know, they may look like they got it, but actions speak louder than words. And we've seen the actions of lookalikes. And I can say it. If they want to come to me, step to me. There ain't but a few people on the earth foolish enough to do that. And I'm not boasting. I'm actually big, real nice to say. But HAPI is an extraordinary phenomenon. It is a movement. It's a part, it's not a movement unto itself. It's an extension of our freedom, of an aspect of our freedom movement. An extension of an aspect of our freedom movement, which has been going on this side for nearly 500 years. And so HAPI is the next step in that. Because now we brought our perfection, Kemet, to the table as a tool to be used in the freedom process, with economic being at the core of how that tool would be used. And I think we've done well. I think people understood us. That's why people supported us. That's why people still support us. That's why people follow us. And that's why the HAPI community is just going to expand and expand and expand. And we're going to reach more, teach more. And change is going to come, like Sam said. So I'm glad I just got on board for a minute. And I've been enjoying myself down in Richmond, celebrating with the brothers and sisters down here at Freedom Day, and explaining what that really means to our people, so that we don't go on the wrong historical path. Because, you know, I truly believe history erases the mystery and allow us to work our black magic. And we shouldn't be afraid of it. And HAPI stepped out with a film that showed history in a way no one has showed history before us, so that it could be used to erase the enemy's mystery and establish ourselves on a strong economic foundation that was validated by the behavior of our ancestors that built the greatest civilization in the world. So that's who we be. And so I'm happy to be a part of HAPI.
And we're happy to have you a part of it as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, and for those that don't know, when it comes to the foundational piece of HAPI, Professor Smalls is definitely a lot of late night conversations. He actually even named the film, the subtitle, "The Role of Economics in the Development of Civilization." That came right from his head, or came right through him, or whatever. But Professor Smalls named the film. A lot of the aspects of the film in terms of the migration and just the African confluence came from deep discussions with Professor Smalls. So when he say we, he's definitely, you know, he means that, because he was definitely the foundational piece of just the, you know, the pillars of this HAPI movement.
Well, you're being very gracious to an old man, but you young people were kicking it. I remember the first time I saw Mfundishi's contribution to the HAPI film. I go like, damn, I didn't know that boy was that smart. You know, I mean, I know he was brilliant and stuff, right? But it was like watching a new Mfundishi. I've read his books. I've been his friend. But to watch him bringing his skills over all these years to the table and not playing. And I'm so happy, and I give the greatest respect to Asar, to him, to Dr. J, of course, to Felicia, and Yutaki, and the others who stuck with us when the storms came. And even when the storm went past and the effects of the storm came, Mfundishi, Asar stayed on the front line. So I got the greatest respect for them, because that's how soldiers fight a war. You know, that's how Dessalines stood. That's how McIndow stood. That's how Malcolm stood. You know, that's how what's the young Taharka stood. You know, it's freedom or death, no backing up, straight ahead to the liberation of our people. And so HAPI is a phenomena that's only going to grow into a greater phenomenon until we finish the work we've come to do, or we pass the ball on to the next generation because we have to leave. But that's the reality, and you can't touch that.
Can't touch that. So I want to say thank you, Professor Small, for coming.
Yes, sir.
Us. And we can definitely, on that note, close it out. Want to remind everyone of the three main announcements tonight. One is the MetaNetcher classes. You can go to hapifilm.com, sign up for the MetaNetcher classes. The master MetaNetcher class. I'm saying the correct, Mfundishi?
Yes. Master MetaNetcher and spiritual consciousness.
Okay.
With spirituality, yes. With symptomatic thinking, thoughts.
Symptomatic thinking. We did a good job of talking about the symptomatic thinking, so people understand the importance for us to change the way we think.
Yes. Also, we made the announcement about our next pilgrimage to the HAPI, to the Nile, to Egypt, to Kemet, September 9th to September 17th. ICAREtours.com. Go sign up for that. And the big announcement was the availability of the One Africa Power and Unity Conference. The video is available now to stream it, or you can download it, you can rent it, or you can also own it. And definitely want to also make mention of those people who were there earlier. The map, this powerful map that Mfundishi has. You can definitely go and get a copy of that as well. And at MfundishiJhutyms.net, the website is there. And also, again, and importantly, the love people showed. Thank you so much for the love offerings that was given tonight. We mean that from our hearts. We greatly appreciate that, and it goes really in a good way. So with that, we want to say good night, and we'll be with you guys very, very soon. Peace.
Wait, Taki. One more thing. I just want to share a picture really fast of the brother that we've been talking about all night, that Mfundishi named. Right there.
Yes.
Right there. That's us in Kemet.
So you get a special shout out there.
Yeah.
Brother
Kepra Haru now.
Kepra Haru.
Yes.
I don't know if he's still on with us, but I'm sure he'll see the recording of it. All right, family.
Oh, yeah, that's him. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There he is. Do our brother.
Okay.
All right, family. Kathleen, you have some final words?
You know what? My final words is that I just love all you guys. This has been great. And I so thank Professor for coming through. Yeah. So thank you guys. And I look forward to you guys in that MetaNetcher class. I'm telling you, get your right and left hands ready, because you have to do everything with your right and left hand. because you have to keep the both sides of your brain working. So just get ready, and I will definitely be in the house for that class. That's it.
All right, people. All right. See you guys soon. Peace. Hotep.
I don't know what we can talk about in this nation without talking about white superiority. Honestly,
Who defines the meaning of God also defines the relationship between economy and God.
African Americans spent $1.3 trillion last year, making us the 16th wealthiest nation in the world. Why have we not turned those riches into wealth to develop our community?